something meaningful that keeps us coming back for more. The movies made it beautiful, but when will I see it? What does it mean to be loved? When every week I feel like dirt, heard about this inside a church. Love changes everything. So love me, love me, love me, love me, love me, love me so. And don't let me go, oh, oh. Don't let me go, oh, 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 oh. Hi, I'm Michelle Paulino. I grew up all over Brazil, military child, so I was pretty much all over. It was kind of a heartbreaking experience as a child because every time I would make friends and be attached to people, that it was time to break away and move to another city. So I made a point to really value my family. I grew up in a family of musicians. My grandfather, he played the trumpet. My grandmother played the violin. Another grandmother was a songwriter. And I got, my dad, he plays a little bit of guitar and keyboard. And then my mom and my sister, they all sing in church choirs. It's definitely a musically inclined family. I moved to America for love. Didn't work out too great. It did teach me a lot about growing up and just being on my own. I grew up singing a lot publicly, but I never really had the intentions of becoming a musician. But when I moved here, I was introduced to a lot of hip hop and R&B, so that got my curiosity going as far as the genre goes. And I started going out to open mics, and connecting to people that did music. I learned that you could buy beats online. So that was the first thing I did. I just got beats online and started writing in English. And then writing, to R&B and pop and all of those things that I wasn't that used to. I started putting on MySpace. MySpace was big at the time. So when I put it on there, this local producer heard my music and saw me. And he said, I really like your voice and I like what you're doing, but the quality of your sound is horrible. So I said, well, tell me how to make it better. And he said, I'll tell you what, I have these 3 beats that I don't use for a long time. If you write something that I like on these beats, then I'll let you record in my studio for free. His name is Douglas Rogers. He taught me how to use a studio, and I got professionally made songs and I posted those on MySpace. And then all of a sudden I had 2, 3 record labels, looking at me. And one of them out of Houston, Texas, a small label, they just got a hold of me and said, we really want to work with you. And that's when I realized that this was more than just putting songs on MySpace, that there was a potential for something bigger. And once I started reading people's messages about how my songs had helped them for, whatever they were going through, then I said, okay, that's my calling. Well, God is my inspiration for everything, so everything I sing about filters through God, really. My favorite song of myself is one that I actually never released. It's called Goodbye, and it was about the day that I left everything, my whole life to move here because of this love and just start over. And I depended on it way too much. My album in the making, it was very hard for me to do first because it was my very first album, and I was traveling all over the country, so I had to record a little bit in different places. So getting that to be unified, wasn't easy. The name itself, In the Making, really talks about a transition period of my life in so many different aspects, emotional and spiritual, as far as the different feel that you get from each track. It's totally different, and it really reflects who I was at the time. My family means everything to me, because I know I have a purpose. I don't go home, but I always talk to them, always try to remember them, and I actually carry this, which is sand from my homeland, and that reminds me, what I left behind, which is my family, and I don't care for anything else. If the other things go away, but my family is really what stays until the end. They're really a fortress, to me. They're my best friends, always been, always will be, and I want to make them proud. Fans, I call them fam because I really think they're part of my family. The most unexpected love that I get, from people that I would never ever imagine they even, liked me, and they don't even really know that much about me, but because they see what I do and they hear the message and they learn a little bit about me, all of a sudden they're doing things that nobody else would do for anybody else. You know what I mean? And it's wow. it's like unconditional love that I receive from every single person that enjoys my music. Hey, that's, ooh, man, I mean, that's my foundation right there. Because if I have it all and I don't have my faith, then everything is pretty much a waste, I feel like. Or I can get overwhelmed with myself if I'm not always filtering every decision that I make with faith. God is always first. I'm a Jesus freak, like they say. And I always will be, always will be. And success and money and all of that, it's nothing if you don't know how to manage well, by God's standards. That's how I see it. I mean, I'm all about loving people, but I really like to love in a way that you just love for the sake of loving. I feel like here we talk about loving, expecting something back, and I had people that helped me, even getting, photo shoots together, that just helped me for the sake of helping because they believed in me, and now I'm able to give back a little bit to them. But at the same time, I just love the idea of us helping each other just to build each other up, even if we're not getting anything out of it. And that's my philosophy, and that's what I want to show in my music. That's what I want to show on stage and off stage with the fans. You want to be walking love, and I just want love to be cool again. That's pretty much it.